So good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So please check my audio. Is it clear?
Yes, sir, it is clear.
It's audible, sir.
Right. So once again, good morning to all. Welcome back to CP1 section 2. In this section, we are going to discuss two topics. The first topic, the input function. The second topic, we are going to discuss about data types. So before I start these two topics, a small oral quiz for the previous concepts. Okay. The first question, what the type function does in Python? What the type function does in the Python? Type. What the type function does in Python? Second question, in Python, every variable is having four basic properties. What are they? Every variable is having four basic properties. What are they? Third question, what is a variable? What is a variable? Fourth question, what the ID function does? ID. Fifth question, what the complex function does? Okay, these are the 5 questions. If you have the answer, you can unmute, you can give the answer. Every variable is having 4 basic properties. What are the properties? Anyone can unmute and you can give the answer. In Python, variable is having 4 basic properties. What are they?
Like, sir, the value should be given. That's int or float.
May I know who is this?
Vamshi, sir.
Okay, right, 1C. Okay, right.
And
In the last class, we discussed about the basic properties of variable.
I was not there at the last class.
Okay, right. What about others?
Sir, all variable names are identifiers.
Okay, right, good. The first point, all variable names are identified, right? One new technical term, identifier, right, good. Every variable is having 4 basic properties. The first one is variable name.
Address type.
Right. Second one is value of the variable. Third one is type of the variable. Fourth one is address of the variable. Every variable is having 4 basic properties. Name of the variable, value of the variable, type of the variable, address of the variable. We can change the value of the variable throughout the program. We can change the value of the variable throughout the program. What is a variable? A name assigned to memory location to store some value is called variable. Right. Second question, what the type function does in Python?
It returns a data type.
It returns the type of the variable. It returns the type of the variable. Type is a function, right? Type is a function. That function return the type of the variable, right? What the complex function does? It will convert a value into
Complex.
value. It
Complex
will convert any integer to complex. It will convert any decimal to complex, right? Okay. In this class, we are going to discuss about a new function, input function. All of you note down this point, input function, what it does. this function stop the execution until the user has given the input. Please try to understand. It will stop the execution until the user pass the input. Second point, this function read the string from the user. Input is a function. Input is a input function. This function read a string from the user. You can see the third point. This function prompt the string and read the string. You will understand what do you mean by prompt the string and read the string. Now we are going to explain. I'm going to explain the input function through one example. Now we can see x equal to input open parenthesis close parenthesis. All of you try to understand this statement. In this line, x is a variable, input is a function. What the input function does, stop the execution of the flow until the user enter the value. When the user enter the value, that value is stored into one variable. What is that variable? X. Then you press enter. Now you can see. Stop the execution until the user enter the value. If I enter 20, where the 20 is stored? In the variable X. Press enter. Now you can see. How to display the value of X? Print X. You can see the value of X equal to 20. Right? The input function stop the execution of the flow until the user has given the input. Second point, this function read the string from the user. Now you can see the second point. Now what is the type of X?
Integer.
What is the type of X? X equal to input, then takes value. The value is 20.
Integer.
Then we display the value of X equal to 20. How to find the type of X? Type of
Type.
X. What is the type of
String.
string? That means the input function stop the execution, take the string from the user. Even if you enter 1, 2, 20, 30, it will take it as a string. It will not take it as a value. Please try to understand. How to convert the string to value? What we have to do is X equal to type open parenthesis input open parenthesis close parenthesis again close parenthesis. All of you try to understand this syntax. X equal to type input open parenthesis close parenthesis close parenthesis. In this statement, what is X? X is a variable. What is type? Type is a function.
Function.
What is input? Input is a function. Now, first input function is executed. What it does? It will stop the flow until the user enter the value. If the user enter the value, it will take that value, convert the value to what the type function does?
Type.
Display the type.
Type.
Okay, now what we have to do is here X equal to into input open parenthesis close bracket. Now you can see this line. Now input function read a string, convert the string to integer. That value is stored into where? X. Now press enter. It will stop the execution until the user enter the value. If I enter 50, what it does? Take the 50 as a string, then the int function convert 50 to integer. That value is stored into where? X. Now we can see type of X. The type of X now? If I take X equal to input open parenthesis close parenthesis press enter, it will take 50, but it will take 50 as a string. Now we can see the type of X. Now, based on this scenario, How to take the float value? How to take the float value? How to take the float value into the variable x? X equal to open parenthesis input open parenthesis close bracket. What this statement does, input function takes some string, convert the string to float. That value is stored into where? X. Now we can see here, press enter. I'm going to take one value, 23.3. It will take 23.3 as a string. Then the float function convert 23.3 to float. That value is stored into where? X. Now the value of x equal to 23.3. If I type of x, could you guess the output now? What is the type of x?
Integer.
What is the type of x? Float. You can see the observation earlier, the type of x is string. If I use int, the type of x equal to integer. If I use float, the type of x equal to float. Now you can see the third line in the slide. This function, input function, prompt the string and read the string. Now you can see x equal to int open bracket input open bracket in double quotes enter integer value colon close double quotes close parenthesis. Now we can see this line. What is x? X is a variable. Now what the input function does, it will read a string from the user. Before read the string from the user, it will print this text on monitor. It will print this text on monitor, that is called prompt the string. Then it will read the string, convert the string to integer. That value is stored into where? X. Now you can see the execution part, press enter. Now you can see display some text, display some prompt, enter integer value. If I enter 43 is the string, but it will convert 43 to integer by using which function? Int function. The result is stored into where? X. You can see the type of x. What is the type of x? Integer. How to display the value of x? Print x. The value of x equal to 43. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Read the string. Input function, read the string. Second point, input function, stop the execution until the user enter the value. And number 3, input function, prompt the string, then it will read the string from the user. Okay? Any questions regarding input function? Take another example. Where 1 equal to float of input enter float value colon double quotes semicolon. All of you check this statement. Will it be executed properly or not?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes?
No, sir.
Yes. It will display error. Why display error?
You have to close the parenthesis.
Yes, right. You have to close the float parenthesis. Now, will it be executed properly? If I press enter, what it does? The input function executed. It will prompt. What is the text? Enter float value.
Float value.
It will stop the execution. Read the float value from the user. It will take the float value as a string. Convert the string to float. That value is stored into where? Variable 1. Now you can see. Enter float value. Now the float value is 34.5. What is 34.5? Is it a float or a string? Here 34.5 is a string. Press enter. Then automatically the float function executed, take 34.5, convert the string to integer float value, then it will become 34.5, that is stored into variable 1. Now you can display the value of variable 1. How to display the type of variable 1? Type of variable 1 is float. Is it clear? Now there is a question. Write a program to read 2-digit number and display number of tens in the given number. All of you try to understand this problem. Write a program to read 2-digit integer number, then display number of tens in the given number. Let us take one example. If I enter 56, 56 is 2-digit number. Yes. How many tens are there? 5. How many ones are there? 6. Now, if I take 78, 2-digit number, how many tens are there? 7. How many ones are there? 8. Take another number. 99 is a 2-digit number. How many tens are there? 9. How many ones are there? 9. Now the question is, write a program to read 2-digit number and display number of tens. Could you write this program, all of you? How much time it takes to write this program? You need to read some value. That value is 2-digit number. Then display number of tens in the given number. What is the processing logic for this program? Yes, anybody? How to find number of tens in the given number? Yes. Anybody? Okay, do one thing. I will write this program. Okay. X equal to int open parenthesis input open parenthesis enter 2-digit number colon close double quotes close parenthesis close parenthesis. One statement complete. And we need to get the first digit for a given number. How to get the first digit? Then I'm going to take y equal to x double slash semicolon. Then I will write print open parenthesis double quotes number of tens are comma. Do you understand this program? How many statements are there in this program? 3. The first statement, what it does? It will read 2-digit number. What the second statement does? Y equal to x forward slash 10. What it does? It will return quotient or remainder?
Quotient, sir.
Quotient. Now, if I take 99 divided by 10, what is the quotient?
9.
78 divided by 10, what is the quotient? 7. 56 divided by 10, what is the quotient?
5.
5. Good. That means y is having number of tens. Then you can see the third statement. Print the number of tens are, display the contents of y. If I press enter, now we can see. Enter 2-digit number. If I enter 78, then number of tens are 7. Again, I will take the same. Now you can take 89. How many tens are there? Number of tens are 8. Now the question is, Write a program to read 3-digit number and display number of tens. Write a program to read 3-digit number and display number of tens. That is the problem. Assume 234 is a 3-digit number. How many tens are there?
23.
How many tens are there? Okay.
3.
Assume 234 is having 2 hundreds, 3 tens.
3 tens.
You can follow this scenario. If you take 234 is having 2 hundreds, 3 tens, 4 ones. This is one scenario. Second scenario, 234 is having 23 tens, 4 ones. Okay, right. Second example, 567. You can say like that. 567 is having 5 hundreds, 6 tens, 7 ones, or 56 tens and 7 ones. Now, how to display 567 is having number of tens equal to 56? Anybody? Is it the same program or different program?
Different, sir.
Okay, right. You can see the same program, right? Same program, if I enter 567, what is the answer now? What is the answer now? Same program, you can see the program is x equal to int open parenthesis input enter 2-digit number, y equal to x //10 print number of tens are y. Number of tens are 56. Right, good. Again, you run the program. And 678. How many tens are there?
67.
Okay, right. You're getting answer. Good. Now, you write a program, display the output the following way. Number of hundreds are 6. Number of tens are 7. Number of ones are 8. Let us take 568. How many hundreds are there?
5.
How many tens are there?
6.
6. How many ones are there?
8.
8. Right. Now, what we have to do is, first, how to display the number of ones equal to 8? What is the logic? How to display the number of ones? Second point, how to display the number of hundreds? Third point, how to display the number of tens? Anyone can give the answer? It's a general question. Is any answers?
Sir,
Hmm.
instead of
Rohit?
x divided by 10, you should take 100, sir.
Ah,
And then take another variable
ah.
and x divided by 10 and another variable x divided by 1.
Okay, x divided by 1.
Sir,
You are near to the answer. What is your name?
Charan, sir.
Huh?
Charan.
Okay, you are near to the answer. Again, you try it. You will
So
get
to
it.
display once we can write the remainder of the program.
So can we take modulus?
See, okay, you can use modulus. You can use modulus. You can use division operator. That too integer division,
Nice.
not float division.
Okay, sir.
Integer division, you can use double slash. Float division, you can use single slash. You can use modulus operator. You can use integer division. You can use float division also. How to get number of ones first of all? Somebody has given a 3-digit number. How to display the number of ones? Just now we discussed about how to display the number of tens. But how to display the number of ones?
Remainder is equal to number.
No.
Sir, remainder obtained when divided by 560.
No. Okay. I'm going to give one example. X equal to 568. Okay. Then y equal to 568 modulus 10. What we are going to get? Take the 3-digit number, then apply modulus operator followed by 10. What is the output now?
8, sir.
8, sir.
Huh?
8.
You can see the output of y 8. That means we are going to get number of ones. Is it clear? How to get the number of ones for the given number? Now the question is how to get number of hundreds? X equal to 568, then y equal to that number divided by
100.
100, sir.
is it integer division? Integer division return quotient. You can see here.
Double slash.
What is the output now?
5.
5.
5. Right, good.
5.
Now we got around 60% answer. We got number of ones. We got number of hundreds. How to get number of tens? Because according to the previous example, if you take number of tens equal to 56, then the number of ones equal to 8. But the format is different. 568, number of hundreds equal to 5, number of tens equal to 6, number of ones equal to 8. Or number of tens equal to 56, number of ones equal to 8. But better use the first form. How to get number of tens?
568 by 10, sir. Divided by 10.
Divide by 10, the remainder is equal to number of 1.
Divided by x equal to 568, right? What we have to do, you tell me now. Simple logic here. Simple computation path. If you are good at mathematics, you could get the answer within half second, not half minute.
I 68 modulus 10.
Okay, do one thing. I am going to give some idea. From 568, get the first 2 digits, 56. That means number of tens. From number of tens, get number of ones. Can I get number of tens? From 568, get 56. From 56, get number of ones. How many
Yes,
ones are there? 6. What do you have to do? Y equal to
568 double slash 10.
568 double slash
Slash 10.
10. Right. Now what is the answer?
56.
Right, good. Now Z equal to
Y. Modulus 10.
modulus 10, right? Good. I can see Z. What is the output? 6. Will you write a program now? How to write a program? X equal to convert the string to integer, input, open parenthesis, enter 3-digit number, colon, double quotes, then semicolon, next statement. Then what we have to do? Y equal to
X double slash 10.
X percentage 10. Because first we'll display number of ones. Then what we have to do? Then display number of hundreds. How to display number of hundreds?
X double slash 100.
Double slash 100.
100.
Good, right. Now y is having number of ones, z is having number of hundreds. How to get number of tens? Take another variable, p equal to x. Then forward slash, what is the value?
10.
10. 2 equal to, then what we have to do? P modulus. What we have to do? Print.
Less 10. Yeah.
Print number of hundreds. Number of hundreds are stored into where? Z,
Z.
comma Z. Right. Print number of tens is stored into where? Stored into where? Number of tens is stored into where? Q, not P. Ah, right. Semicolon. Print
Number of ones.
parentheses. Number of
Ones.
equal to close double quotes. Where it is stored?
Y.
Now you can run the program. Is there any syntax error? Check it once. Any error is there in any line? How many instructions are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many instructions are there? 8. Any instruction is having syntax error? Now you
Sir,
can
we have to close the bracket, no, sir.
see. Why to close the bracket?
Int input, we have.
Now there is no error. Na? Enter 3 digits. 4, 5, 6. Could you guess the output? Number of hundreds equal to 4. Number of tens equal to 5. Number of ones equal to 6. You can see. Number of hundreds equal to 4. Number of tens equal to 5. Number of ones equal to 6. Okay. Right. Now the question. Write a program to read 3-digit number and display the number in the reverse order. Write a program to read 3-digit number and display the number in reverse order. Write a program to read 3-digit number and display the number in reverse order. All of you, will you write the program? Let us take one example. If I enter 678, what is the reverse of 678?
876.
Good. If I enter 100, 0, 0, 1.
Mhm.
I enter 234, 432. The reverse of the number is 432. How to do this process? What is the computational logic?
You can change the numbers at ones and 100 position because the number
Right.
at 2 position will
You can use
remain.
the same logic. You can use the same logic, but while displaying, change the order. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir. Instead of
So you write
100,
the-
you put ones first.
Ah, right. First ones, then tens, then hundreds. Now you can see the program. I will take the same program. What I do is print number of ones is stored into where? Y. Then number of tens is stored into where? P. Number of hundreds is stored into where? Z. Execute the program. 234. What is the output? 432. Still there is a mistake. But by using the previous logic, you can solve this problem. Yes.
Sir,
Sir,
it's
it is
5
printed by Q and Z.
No, the answer is now 432, but you can see the output 4232.
Sir, instead of P, keep Q.
Yes, sir.
In place of P,
Why
That's all.
Q and
Now
Z?
the question is, what are the changes we need to do in the code? So what are the changes we need to do in the code?
So change that P to Q, sir.
Yes, sir.
Huh? All right.
P to Q.
Just wait. I will change P to Q. Right. Enter. 234. Right. Good. I will take another example. The number is 100. Oh, okay. It's Q now. Right. Q. Right. 100. 0, 0, 1. Right. Good. Again. 999. What is the output? Again 999. Right. Good. Did you understand, all of you?
Yes, sir.
How to use input function, how to use integer division, how to use float division, and how to prompt the input. Okay, right. Now, you can see the slide. Right. Python data types. What is the data type? Anyone can define, anyone can tell what is a data type? So in this class, previous class, we discussed about some data types: int, float, string.
Kind of data.
Huh?
Kind of data.
Kind of data, right. Good. Any other answers? All of you note down. Data type define the type of value stored into the variable. Data type define the type of value stored into the variable, or the type of operation allowed on the variable. The type of operation allowed on the variable is decided by data type. What kind of operation we can perform on the variable, that is decided by a data type. Or data type define the type of value stored into the variable. Let us take a small example. I'm taking one variable, variable 1 equal to 23. What we can do with 23? Variable var1 is a variable. The type of the variable is integer. Operations we can perform on variable 1. We can do addition, subtraction, we can do multiplication, we can do division, we can do integer division, we can do float division. Okay, we can convert the integer to another type, like we can perform some operations. If I take variable 1 equal to hello, so I can take the statement. Now the type of variable 1 equal to string. Can I perform addition?
No, sir.
We can do concatenation because we can concatenate two strings with symbol plus. I can find the length of the string. I can find the length of the string. I can find the substring in the given string. We can display the string in the reverse order, like we can perform operations on the string. If I take variable 1 equal to 34.5, now the type of variable 1 equal to float. Now we can do some operations. Some operations are not allowed. This is decided by data type. The type of value stored into variable that will define the type of operation allowed on the variable. That is called data type. Now we can see Python is having some data types. All types are built-in types. Please try to understand. All data types are built-in types. If you take C, C++, Java, the concept is different. There are two types of data types are there. Built-in types, user-defined type. But in Python, all data types are built-in types. There are four types are there. One is the none. We can create a variable without any type. That is called none. We can create a variable with numeric type. Numeric type consists of integer, float, complex, bool. We can create sequence type also. Sequence type consists of strings, list, tuple, range. Last category, dictionary. Total 4 categories are there: none, numeric type, sequence type, dictionary type. So far we discussed about int, float, complex and bool. Now we are going to discuss about strings, list, tuple and range. Now, before I start with the question, variable 1 equal to 0, 1, 0. Variable 1 equal to 0, 1, 0. What is the value of variable 1? What is the value of variable 1? 10.
10.
If I write variable 1 equal to 10, it will take. Variable 1 equal to 0, it will take. Variable 1 equal to 0, 0, it will take. If I write variable 1 equal to 0, 10, find error. What is the reason? Okay, right. I'm going to close the session. I will stop teaching. I will take the questions from the students. So what about today's session? Evening, we have one more session is there.